regarding benefiting from Ramadan and reflecting on the benefits, I want to share a story with you that happened to me when I graduated from Medina, and I had fasted till that time 13 Ramadans, one of them in Kuwait and 12 of them in Saudi Arabia. So I'm used to the environment. After I graduated, I decided to go to Sudan, and I worked there as an international school as an Islamic studies teacher, and also with some different dawah organizations. But obviously, as I was settling in, it took time for things to happen. And that's life sometimes. Things don't happen right away. So I was waiting for my AC unit to come, and Ramadan started and it didn't come. It's very, very hot. You can imagine, the heat that you're feeling now, not having AC. On top of that, it was a time where they had a problem still with the electric. So electricity would cut off. So in the middle of the day, you have no AC, and then the fan that you have, which is blowing hot air anyways, that cuts off. And then after some time in the building, even though it's a nice building where I'm living, if there's no electricity, there's no way to bring the water up to the top. So then eventually the water finishes as well. So now you're here with no electricity, no water. And as I was in this situation, and it's hot, and you're just, sitting there, sweat pouring out of your body, any water that you had to hydrate yourself during the fast, during the nighttime and before, at times suhoor, it's all gone now, It was very difficult. I remember the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, عَجَبًا لِأَمْرِ الْمُؤْمِنِ فَإِنَّ أَمْرُهُ كُلُّ لَهُ خَيْرٌ. And it's wonderful, the affair of the believer, because all of his affairs is khair. And I asked myself, billahi alayk, where's the khair in what you're going through right now? But I started to reflect. And I started to reflect deeper and deeper. And I came up with so many benefits about what I was facing. I didn't like it. If I could change it, I would have changed it. But still, there was a lot of benefit in it, subhanAllah. I said, I'm benefiting from these lessons I'm being taught. In fact, I remember that all of the lectures that I was asked to give, whether it was in English or in Arabic, during the month of Ramadan this month, I made i'tidar. I said, I can't do it. I was suffering during the day, so I'm not going to have the energy to be able to go and speak. So I said, once I get settled in the future, next Ramadan, I'll speak, if we're here, inshallah. SubhanAllah, the last weekend, or just Jum'ah of Ramadan, I prayed with one of the mashaykh, and I was towards the end of the masjid as I came in. And that means the masjid was full before the adhan, ya khwana. So we prayed in the back, mashallah, huge masjid. And the shaykh, at the end of his khutbah, he said, alhamdulillah, we're honored today. We have a guest with us, our brother Sheikh Abdur Raheem McCarthy from America. He's here with us today. I'm trying to hide now because I'm afraid he's going to tell me to speak. And he said, alhamdulillah, the after session that we have every day after Jummah, he's going to take it this week and he's going to give us a talk. Bismillah ar-Rahman. He didn't tell me, I haven't prepared anything. I haven't given another talk during Ramadan, so I have something ready that I can use. So I said, what do I have ready? And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I get up to walk to the front of the masjid as he calls me after the salat, and I still don't know what I'm going to talk about. The only thing that I thought about recently was these reflections of the difficulty that I was facing with no electricity, with no water. Alhamdulillah, it became a complete lecture after that, alhamdulillah, that I was able to speak and talk about some of the benefits that we gained. So Ramadan, there's many, if you sit and reflect on it. I recall that we sat down and I gave a lecture like every year called the Boot Camp of Ramadan. And we added, first of all, 37 things, then eventually it became 40, and then it got into the 50s. Because as you reflect on it, you see there's so many things you're training yourself and you're benefiting from in this blessed month. And that's what we need, inshallah ta'ala, to focus on, is how we can better ourselves, how we can benefit from these lessons that were being given during the blessed month of Ramadan. Inshallah, if there's any questions that the brothers and sisters have, inshallah, we can entertain some questions now with the time we have remaining, inshallah.